God is dead. I mean that the transcendent Lord, the sovereign God, who is revealed in the Old Testament, in the Bible, if you will, the God who is confessed in the Christian tradition, that this God is no longer present, is no longer manifest, is no longer real. And furthermore, I intend to say not that this God is simply missing, not that this God is an eclipse, but rather that this God is dead.
This is Thomas J.J. Altizer, Associate Professor of Religion at Emory University, Atlanta, Georgia. He calls himself a Christian atheist. He preaches a radical theology.
National Educational Television presents Local Issue, God is Dead.
Now, if God is dead, Christ was the vilest impostor ever to wriggle his carcass across the stage of human history, because he postulated all of his teachings upon the existence of God and the eternality of God.
And as a Christian, I feel that I can't contribute to this sort of thing because I don't have a dime to spend for Satan's work.
The reason most people take up the death of God stuff in the new theology is because the stuff back home is just insipid, stupid, and dead, and the only alternative they've seen before is just pure atheism, just scientific, cold, inhuman stuff.
There's a lot of terror involved in this idea, and this is why I think it arouses so much controversy. I'm not sure that we face the terror within us of saying God is dead.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just short-sighted about it, but I still...
The issue is theological, but it is not confined to an ivory tower. People in the community are shocked, outraged, demanding answers from ministers, satisfaction from university presidents. Thomas Altizer was discovered by the New York Times and Time magazine. He had been writing books and articles for the professional journals for 10 years, but when these publications scattered his cry, "God is dead," across the nation, the southeastern end of the Bible Belt reverberated. Denounced in the pulpit, alumni and churchmen demanded that Emory University throw out the heretic. Overnight, Altizer, the Christian atheist, was a regional and national anti-hero. Few listened beyond the 3 words, "God is dead." But there was more.
The question is often asked, if God is dead, when did he die? And the fundamental Christian answer is that God died in Jesus Christ. God died when he became incarnate in Christ, when the Word became flesh. This was a death that was consummated in the passion of Christ, in the crucifixion itself. We're all familiar with those words of Jesus on the cross, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" which have been problematic words for Christians for centuries. But now I think we can more fully understand these words, that Christ himself was giving witness to the death of God in him. They're also sacred words to us in Paul. Many of you might remember Paul's words in his epistle to the Philippians. So I'd like to read, beginning at 2:5. "Have this mind among yourselves, which you have in Christ Jesus, who, though he was in the form of God, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself, taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men, and being found in human form, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even death on a cross." Now, we understand these words to mean that God himself emptied himself of his original transcendence, power, sovereignty, mystery in Jesus Christ, that this was an actual and a real event, an event that was consummated on the cross itself.